My girlfriend posted a TikTok calling me her practice husband while I was standing at the grill at our family barbecue. Her friends spammed the comments, "He's giving test run vibes, father." I didn't argue. I didn't even eat. I just set down the ring box I had hidden in my pocket for later that night and drove off. 3 weeks later, her sister texted, "She cries every time someone brings up your name and is begging for you to come back." I, 32M, had been dating Alexis, 29F, for 3 years. I thought we were perfect together. We rarely fought, had similar interests, and mostly aligned on major life decisions. Marriage and kids were topics we discussed seriously, and I believed we were on the same page. I loved her family, and I thought they loved me too. Her sister, Maddie, 27F, was probably the closest to me. We had a great rapport, shared the same dry sense of humor, and she'd often joke that I was the brother she never had. Alexis and I had been living together for almost 2 years in a house I bought just before we met. I'd saved for years to afford it, working overtime and sacrificing vacations to build equity instead of throwing money away on rent. I was proud of my little 3-bedroom ranch-style home in a quiet suburb. It wasn't fancy, but it was mine, and I poured my heart into making it a place where we could build a life together. I'm a civil engineer, which means I'm practical to a fault and plan everything meticulously. Alexis works in social media marketing, managing accounts for local businesses. She's creative, spontaneous, and honestly a bit more image conscious than I am. She's always had a decent following on Instagram and TikTok, posting lifestyle content and relationship stuff, but I never paid much attention to it. That was her world, and I was happy to stay out of the frame. Our relationship wasn't perfect, whose is? But I truly believed we were solid. I'd been planning to propose for months, had saved up for a ring that cost me 3 months' salary, and was just waiting for the right moment. I decided our annual family barbecue at my parents' place would be perfect. Both our families would be there, the setting was beautiful, and it felt right to propose in a place filled with so much love and history. It was a gorgeous Saturday in June. My parents' backyard was decorated with string lights, the weather was perfect, and about 30 of our closest friends and family members were gathered for our annual summer barbecue. As per tradition, I was manning the grill, cooking up burgers and steaks for everyone. I felt the ring box in my pocket every few minutes, making sure it was still there, rehearsing what I would say when I got down on one knee later that evening. Alexis was bouncing around between groups, laughing and talking with everyone. She seemed happy, which made me happy. I noticed she was on her phone a lot, but that wasn't unusual. She was constantly posting stories and checking her socials. I didn't think anything of it. My cousin Jake came over to the grill to grab a beer from the cooler and hang out with me for a bit. "Dude, have you seen Alexis's latest TikTok?" he asked, looking uncomfortable. "No, why?" He hesitated. "Maybe you should check it out." I shrugged it off at first, focused on not burning the food. But something in his tone made me uneasy. About 15 minutes later, I handed off grill duty to my dad and pulled out my phone. I rarely use TikTok, but I had the app so I could occasionally see what Alexis posted. I opened it and went to her profile. The most recent video had been posted 45 minutes ago and already had hundreds of comments. The video showed Alexis with a group of her friends, doing some dance trend I didn't recognize. But it was the caption that felt like a punch to the gut. "Girls day out while my practice husband mans the grill. #relationship dist #practice around #first marriage." I stood there, frozen, as I scrolled through the comments. "He's giving test run vibes. FRR first husband syndrome. LM woo girl, you better upgrade for husband number 2, at least you're honest about it." Her friends from the video had jumped into the comments, adding fuel to the fire. "The starter husband doesn't even know training wheels before the real thing. Imagine thinking you're endgame when you're just the tutorial." Skull emoji. I felt sick. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold my phone. I looked up and scanned the yard until I found Alexis. She was sitting with her 2 best friends, the same ones from the video, all of them laughing and looking at her phone. She hadn't even noticed that I'd seen it. In that moment, everything I thought I knew about our relationship crumbled. 3 years of memories flashed through my mind, but now they were tainted with doubt. Was I really just a stepping stone to her? A practice round before she found someone better? I looked around at our families mingling together, laughing and enjoying themselves. My mom was showing Alexis's mom pictures from our recent vacation. My dad and her dad were arguing good-naturedly about sports. Everyone thought we were this perfect couple heading toward marriage. Everyone except Alexis, apparently. I reached into my pocket and felt the velvet ring box. I'd spent months picking out the perfect diamond, had it set in a custom design she'd once pointed out in a magazine. I'd planned to propose during sunset, with both our families present. I had a whole speech prepared about building a life together. What a joke. I put down my tongs, wiped my hands on a towel, and placed the ring box on the small table next to the grill. I didn't say a word to anyone. I just walked to my car, got in, and drove away. My phone started blowing up about 10 minutes later, but I turned it off. I needed to think. I checked into a hotel that night. I couldn't face going back to my house knowing she might be there. The next morning, I turned my phone back on to find 27 missed calls and dozens of text messages. Most were from Alexis. "Where did you go? Why did you leave without saying anything? Please call me back, I'm worried about you. Are you seriously this upset over a stupid TikTok? It was just a joke, you're overreacting. Everyone is asking where you went, you're embarrassing me." That last one was the kicker. I was embarrassing her? There were also messages from my parents and a few close friends asking if I was okay. And one from Maddie, Alexis's sister. I saw the video. I'm so sorry, Ryan. That was cruel and you didn't deserve it. Let me know if you need anything. I responded only to my parents and Maddie, letting them know I was safe but needed some time alone. To Alexis, I sent a single message. I'll be by to get some of my things tomorrow at 2. Please make sure you're not there. She responded immediately. Are you serious right now? You're moving out over a joke? Ryan, you're blowing this way out of proportion. We need to talk about this face to face. You can't just throw away 3 years over something so stupid. I didn't respond. What was there to say? In one careless moment, she had revealed what she really thought of me, of us. Or maybe it wasn't careless at all. Maybe she wanted me to see it. The next day, I went to the house when I knew she'd be at work. I packed enough clothes for a week, my laptop, and some essential documents. As I was leaving, I noticed a framed photo of us from a vacation to Maine last year. We looked so happy, so in love. I put it face down on the table and left. I extended my hotel stay and started looking for a short-term rental. I needed space to figure out what to do next. My boss was understanding when I requested a week off, and I spent most of that time just driving around, hiking in nearby state parks, and trying to clear my head. Alexis continued to blow up my phone, her messages oscillating between anger and pleading. You're being childish. Please come home so we can talk about this. I miss you. I can't believe you're doing this to me. It was a joke. Why are you punishing me like this? After a few days, her sister Maddie reached out again. Hey, I know you probably don't want to hear about Alexis right now, but I thought you should know she's been telling everyone you're just having a tantrum and we'll be back soon. She's not taking this seriously. Just wanted to give you a heads up. That was the push I needed. I called a real estate attorney that same day and made an appointment to discuss my options. Since the house was solely in my name and we weren't married, I had the right to ask her to move out. The attorney drafted a formal notice giving her 30 days to vacate the premises, as required by law. I decided to deliver it in person. I wanted to see her face when she realized this wasn't a tantrum. This was me taking back control of my life. When I arrived at the house, Alexis's car was in the driveway along with another I didn't recognize. I knocked on my own front door, feeling like a stranger. Alexis opened it, her expression quickly shifting from surprise to relief. Ryan. Finally. I was so worried. She moved to hug me, but I stepped back and held out the envelope. What's this? She asked, her smile faltering. Notice to vacate the premises within 30 days. Her face fell. You can't be serious. I've never been more serious about anything in my life. Over a stupid TikTok? You're throwing away everything we built because of a joke? I laughed, but there was no humor in it. A joke? Is that what you think it was? Because it seemed pretty accurate to me. Your practice husband. The test run. Were you ever planning to tell me that's how you saw me, or was I supposed to figure it out after the divorce? Ryan, come on. It was just content for my followers. It doesn't mean anything. If it doesn't mean anything, why say it? Why humiliate me in front of everyone we know? Before she could answer, a woman appeared behind her, one of the friends from the video. She looked between us awkwardly. Should I go? She asked Alexis. No, stay, I said. I'm just dropping this off. I'll be sending movers for the rest of my things next week. Anything that's jointly owned, we can discuss through my attorney. Alexis's expression hardened. You're getting a lawyer? Are you kidding me? I'm not discussing this further. You have 30 days. I turned to leave. Ryan, wait. She grabbed my arm.